Live streaming is open to everyone.
Ota, why are you...
Why did you arrest Mom? You said you were gonna clear her! Why?
Your mom confessed, kid.
When I was in the hospital, the police came to me. They told me that my mom confessed. I couldn't believe it, so I went to the police station. But because she was under investigation, they wouldn't let me see her. After that, I didn't feel like going back to the hospital. That's why I'm here.
You asked me why your mom was arrested earlier, but she isn't under arrest.
What?
I spoke with her as part of my investigation, yes. But as a source of valuable information, not as a suspect. Mayumi confessed, but it's highly likely that she's lying. So we haven't issued a warrant for her arrest.
That's what I've been saying! Mom didn't do it, she's innocent!
Yeah, but you can only say that with absolute certainty if you were the culprit.
Word is going around. Maybe Iris was the one who killed Shoko and Renju. And you and her planned this warehouse incident to get her off our suspects list.
No way! Tessa had her eye.
She could have pulled it out herself, or asked you to do it.
You're kidding me, right? Do you really think I would do that?
Yes.
I was fighting for my life against the criminal!
That wasn't caught on camera, though. Neither was the part where you got stabbed.
You're saying that I stabbed myself?
I'm saying it's
It
likely.
wouldn't be the first time you faked something, would it, Ota?
You... I'm telling you, I didn't!
Then why is Mayumi protecting you?
Mom is protecting me?
Your mother is stubborn. She's lying to us because she's protecting someone. The only person I can think of would be you.
Why?
Apparently she thinks that you're the criminal.
Why would she think that?
Your guess is as good as mine. Got any ideas?
Maybe because of her condition. Mom has... dementia.
No.
Maybe her memory is just mixed up. Everything is my fault. It's because of me that Mom is... I know how it looks now, but back in the day, the diner was doing pretty good. You know Bloom Park is close by here, right? People who visited the park would stop here a lot. But ever since the explosion 8 years ago...
The chemical plant accident?
Yeah, we're just barely outside of the restricted area, but because Bloom Park closed, the number of customers dropped by a lot. The diner didn't last much longer. When this place closed, Dad started working at a Chinese restaurant chain during the day. And he was a security guard and traffic cop at night. Mom worked as a janitor. They were both working hard and barely got any sleep.
And you?
I was just a high school student at the time. I was such a dumbass. I thought it was totally normal to have both parents working, so I didn't even get a part-time job. And they bought me a PC and Idol concert tickets. I had it good, but we were drowning in debt. And there's a loan on the house and the diner. Mom and Dad didn't let this place go. There are too many memories here to give it up. So they slaved day and night to keep it open. They worked and worked and worked. Thanks to them, I was even able to go to a good university, but right after I started, Dad...
Passed away?
Yeah, he had a heart attack. From overwork. But even then, I didn't get it, you know? I didn't appreciate how hard they worked for me. Even when I wasn't taking college seriously and getting bad grades, my mom didn't say a thing. She just smiled and told me that it was okay, even when I told her I was going to drop out. Mom, I'm thinking of dropping out of college.
What? Why do you want to do that, Ota?
I decided that I'm going to become a writer.
Wow, a writer. Well, that's a good goal to have. But you really should finish college. You work so hard to get in.
You don't understand, Mom. A writer has to put all of their time into their creativity. I won't have time to go to classes. Plus, I'm friends with the editor of a publishing company. I'm definitely going to have my first book published.
Is that right? Well, Ota, if you say so, I won't stop you. Do what makes you happy. You'll turn out just fine. I know you can do it. And no matter what happens, Mom will always be on your side, okay? Forever and ever. I'll always support you, Ota.
You stupid son of a bitch.
Yeah, how do you guess? It was really just a few texts back and forth, but I was thrilled. I thought I could make it as a writer because of that. But it's impossible. I've never even finished writing a novel. Not even once. I always give up after the first 5,000 words. To even apply for the amateurs contest, you have to submit 10 times that. But Mom, she kept supporting me.
Oh, this game. Why is it so...
Not long after I quit college, Mom was always smiling at me. But I think she was starting to slip mentally. One day.
Oh, what's wrong, Ota? Do you have the day off from school?
Are you being sarcastic?
Oh, right. You don't attend anymore. Oopsie, I totally forgot.
How can you forget your own son's career?
Sorry. Anyway, are you hungry? You haven't eaten anything since this morning, have you?
Are you kidding?
What?
I ate breakfast and lunch already.
Oh, did you? By the way, Ota, what's living at the dorms like?
Why are you making fun of—
I'm not teasing you, honey.
Don't fuck with me!
I hate this game sometimes. I really do. Dementia is absolutely awful. It really is. Because you start to go, and either everyone around you doesn't notice it, or you're the one who doesn't notice it. And you think everyone else is making fun of you for it. For, you know, or things you don't remember, you go, no, I didn't, that's stupid. But it just feels like everyone's gaslighting you.
Mom got sick because I'm such a piece of shit. I was only thinking about myself. I didn't take care of her. I was so stupid, I didn't realize she was sick. I thought she was messing with me. I was so cruel to her for no reason. And she got worse and worse. Mom.
What's that picture?
It's the same one.
This photo reminds me. One time, when I was a kid, I said something really bad to Mom and Dad. And they scolded me for it. And it's not like it was an apology or anything. But Dad and I gave her a Mother's Day gift. My mom was so happy that she cried. That's what this photo is from. Why did it turn out like this? I'm such a bad son.
Hey, Iba.
What is it?
I don't like Ota one bit, but I can't imagine that this guy's the criminal.
Why is that?
Hearing his story made me think that he's not such a bad guy.
Your presumption is illogical.
Human beings are illogical. We're not like you AI. We can't be logical all the time. But we make up for it in one very important way.
What is that?
Intuition.
Do you find that useful?
Intuition, to be fair, why do we have intuition if it's not an evolved ability? You know, in a sense.
At times.
Logic is post hoc. It's completely used rationally. Okay.
Iva, let's go back to the cold storage warehouse. We might be missing something.
Understood. Date, weren't you going to check the warehouse?
I was, but I thought it...
Water.
Date, look!
What's a tongue?
A flat fish.
You can see all the way...
Of course I can. My vision and...
Iba, who drove the van here?
There are two possible... Either Iris, or the criminal who kidnapped Iris.
And Mayumi?
Considering the time that she purchased the chocolate, that would be almost impossible. The van was hijacked from the Famisto parking lot at 10:32. At that time, Mayumi was in the 812 convenience store more than 100 yards away.
Iba, are you sure that Ota took this car?
As I've already... The security cameras at the Famisto parking lots...
So it was definitely Ota who drove it here.
Why are you stating the...
We found the chocolate Mayumi bought on the floor of the cold storage warehouse.
Yes.
But that doesn't prove she was actually at the scene. If she was, how did she get here? She wasn't in the van or the station wagon.
Of course. A different car. I will search for all vehicles that were in this area from Sunday night
Why is
to
this...
Monday
Okay.
morning.
Yep.
Found one hit.
Where's that taxi?
It is parked in Lemniscate's park...
At Lemniscate.
Unknown, but we should speak with the driver.
Okay. If it's the bloody receptionist, I swear to God. It's McGee.
Hey, got a minute?
Are you talking to moi?
I hate him already.
Moi?
Date, now is not the time to be distracted by this old man's diction.
Mind if I ask you what you're doing here?
Moi? I am but a humble taxicab driver.
There we go.
I'm with the police. I have some questions for you.
Where are you from?
I was born in Kawago, Saitama.
Then why do you talk like that?
I don't know what you mean. I've spoken this way all my life. My parents speak with the same...
What are you doing here?
I have just finished conveying my client from Tameke Sano's studio. I was informed that the visit here would be brief, and...
I got a picture of Amy from Astrid's driver. Awesome.
Did you drive this passenger on Sunday night?
Ooh, I did indeed. I remember her well. The old hag.
Old hag.
I took her on a tour of the streets of Tokyo. Our ultimate destination was the warehouse district in Ariake.
Why didn't you report this to the police?
Reported?
You don't know about the incident at the cold storage warehouse? It was all over the news.
No, I'm afraid not. Newspapers and television news programs have never been much of an interest to moi. I recall it was around 10 in the evening, near the Kabasaki district, an unassuming restaurant named Matsushita Diner. That's where I picked up the old hag. And as soon as she stepped foot
Her
in my
face.
conveyance, she was already barking orders at me. Follow that van, hurry! I must admit, I found it rather exciting, just like an old chase film.
Okay, I like him now.
I, of course, insisted that I be paid up front. We pursued the van for roughly half an hour. Suddenly, the van came to a halt at a convenience store.
The Famisto along Koshu, right?
Precisely right. I am surprised you know that. In any case, I knew that the jig would be up if we were seen following the van, so I decided to drive past it. I parked at the 8 store, but 100 yards from there, while waiting for the object of our pursuit to make its next move. The old hag suddenly spoke up. I have to buy something, she declared, then made her way into the 8.
I love how this guy knows everything and remembers it perfectly.
This must be when Mayumi bought the Odoroki Man chocolate.
A few minutes later, the old hag finished making her purchases and walked out. And then, at that very moment, I witnessed the van jet off at great speed down Koshu. I hurried the old hag inside my vehicle, then resumed the chase. We followed them for roughly half an hour more.
I see. If the driver's story is correct, Mayumi did not know that Oto was left behind at the Famisto.
Mayumi thought Ota was in the van the whole time.
Okay.
We then arrived at a splendid manor. The van entered the premises through the front gate and disappeared from view. We, of course, could not follow, so we waited outside. I estimate another 10 minutes.
So's manner.
The front gate opened once again, and the van drove out. But 30 minutes later, our pursuit was foiled again.
What happened?
The van drove into the restricted Kabasaki district. The old hag, of course, demanded that I follow, but I was not about to risk my license and livelihood. Instead, I parked on the road and waited for the van to drive back the way it came. But of course, we knew it might not take the same road back. In fact, we were not even sure the van would be coming back at all. But the old hag was not keen on giving up, so we began our stakeout.
So...
Don't.
I can't see Tix McGee over here. God damn it.
About 45 minutes later, the date had changed at this point. It was 12:25 a.m. on Monday.
I love how he has every detail.
How do you remember the time so well?
Well, you see, I always keep my radio dial on the same station. I remember precisely which programs were playing during this endeavor. Thus, I can approximate the time.
I see. Please continue.
At 12:25 a.m., the old hag's tenacious gamble paid dividends. The van returned down the same street, and thus we again made pursuit. I kept considerable distance. We had come so far, I did not want to get caught now. But my caution backfired. I lost sight of the van in the Ariake warehouses. Without so much as a thank you, the old hag popped open the door and took off toward the warehouses. I waited for some time, but the old hag did not return. The goose was cooked at this point, so I made the decision to return home. I am glad I had the foresight to ask for payment in advance.
Yes. Good man. But how did she get home?
I follow your story. I have one more question. Where is this manor the van stopped at?
Oh, every taxi driver in the city knows that residence. It is the personal home of Congressman So
Yeah.
Sajima.
Sajima? Why did the van go to So's house?
We need to speak with him immediately.
Agreed. Let's move.
2:21 p.m.
There's no one here.
We know the cameras were.
Indeed.
I don't see So or his bodyguards.
I do not detect them either.
We know that So is
Let's go
also a
inside.
target. So is going to be the fourth kill.
Hey, Aiba, do you smell something fun?
You are aware that I do not possess.
Oh,
He's in the large
something
face.
strange. Ugh,
What is it?
this is definitely where this...
Is there something in...
Maybe, but the opening is covered.
The lid is fixed with a bolt. It will...
Yeah.
Then, as is
So it's going to be him chopped up.
What the...
Date, destroy the vein.
Got it.
Bang, and the guy's gone. He's lost his left eye.
So Sajima?
That is the head of
The left eye is hollowed out.
Oh god.
This is most likely a crime committed by the new Cyclops killer.
We know Iris was at yesterday.
Do you have
Iris
an
is
estimated time of
likely
death?
The main killer then.
Today, sometime between 11 a.m. and noon.
Okay, maybe not.
That's about when I was talking to Ota at Matsushita Diner.
At that time, Mayumi was in police custody and Iris was in the ICU of Central Hospital. They have not moved.
That means Ota, Mayumi, and Iris couldn't possibly have committed the crime. Assuming that this is the work of a single killer, those three can be eliminated from the list of
Ota, Mayumi, and Iris are not the new Cyclops killer.
And that's just
Right.
two.
By the way, why is there no one in the mansion? No bodyguards, no housekeeper.
I do not know.
Does So have family?
So Sajima's wife died in labor 30 years ago, giving birth to their son.
Oh, who's
Their
their son?
is currently living abroad.
Okay.
So lived here alone?
Do you find that suspicious?
No, just...
We know Boss killed So.
Doctor, a call from Pewter.
Connect me.
Date, the sync machine is up and running. You can sync with Mayumi now.
Oh, thanks, Pew. But there are more pressing matters now.
Did something happen?
Yeah, I found So Sajima's body, with the left eye hollowed out.
What?
I'm at the Sajima household. Send the investigation team over.
Why so?
I can answer your questions when I get back to Abyss.
Got it.
Date, what is your plan? Wait until crime scene investigation arrives?
No, there's something... If that taxi driver was telling the truth, Mayumi was at the warehouse yesterday. And we know the chocolate we found at the scene was hers. Maybe she saw something. Maybe she knows something we don't. Some kind of clue or information about the culprit.
Then,
Yeah, we're gonna sync with Mayumi.
And then I think this is going to be roughly the last thing we do. That's technically 3 syncs in one day.
Date, a large-scale investigation of Sosajima has already begun. At this very moment, the media is already swarming outside the building.
Really? Doesn't matter. The sync is what's important. If we sync into Mayumi's brain, that might help us find the real culprit.
I understand. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Then, let's begin.